just settle in by beginning with a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer to recognize and acknowledge the truth that there is only one thing, spirit, that this is a spiritual universe, that each one of us is an individualization of spirit, a spiritual being experiencing life as a human being, and this life is wonderful. And so as we come together, I know and I declare on behalf of each and every one of us and on behalf of each person with whom we are connected, that something wonderful now unfolds right here and now. As we celebrate Mother's Day, as we celebrate this beautiful Sunday morning, as we celebrate life itself, good unfolds in a multitude of ways. And so I give thanks for everyone who is involved in this service today, whether as a participant or volunteer or a speaker or a musician. I just give thanks that we have all come together right here, right now. I know it's a wonderful thing to be alive and aware of life in this very moment. So giving thanks, I simply turn this treatment over to Spirit, knowing it is already done and that something wonderful is now unfolding. And I invite you to acknowledge this with me by saying with me, and so it is. Thank you.
Oh, Mother God, flowing through our hearts, we give thanks for the bread of our lives, for the hands in the earth and the fruit of your womb. Oh, Mother God, blessed be. Oh, Mother God, thank you for this day, for the love that you wash over me, and this joy in my heart I will share with the world. Oh, Mother God, blessed be. Oh, Mother God, blessed be. Oh, Mother God, blessed be.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to have Jennifer Hart here as our musician today. So please let's all give It is my pleasure to welcome you once again to the Center for Spiritual Living, Carlsbad, where we really do understand and believe that there is a power for good in the universe, greater than we are, and that we can use it. So to begin with, I'm looking for Morgan. Morgan, do you want to do the candle lighting?
I'm sorry.
No. We're so glad to have you here with us this morning, Morgan. And your timing is just perfect. So let's welcome Morgan. Yeah. So when we light these candles, all we're doing is reminding ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the divine unity of all. So first, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life, and that life is our life now. So please affirm with me, I am life. And we light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. So please affirm with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. Please affirm with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness of Him and image of God. So we are each whole, complete, and beautiful, just as we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. Please affirm with me, I am beauty. We light the candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world, so please affirm with me, I am joy. And we light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. Please affirm with me, I am peace. Finally, I invite you to take a moment to just recognize your own inner light that is always shining within, as we each honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you. So we have just a few announcements to share today. If this is your first time visiting, we want you to feel welcome. You're not overwhelmed because we're a pretty welcoming group, but feel welcome and make yourself at home, stay for fellowship, and please sign our guest book in the lobby. And every Sunday, I just want to remind people that we offer spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer as our gift to you on Sunday. So if you have a prayer request today, you can speak to one of us with the hands raised. We're here for you, ministers and practitioners. Or the other thing you can do is fill out a written request and put it in the box in the lobby that's in the corner by the door. There's a little wooden box. And then our prayer team, and we're listed on the back of your program, will do prayer treatment work for you this week. And today is the last class of our mental equivalence course. So we'll meet after fellowship. And next week is Potluck Sunday, and Reverend Amandra is going to be speaking. So yay, be sure and come. And, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. And, we all have mothers, so there's something to be grateful for this day. And we have these beautiful flowers to look at from Verla. Let's give Verla a hand. And we also have some carnations in the lobby, and everyone can take a carnation home with you to just remind yourself that originally, at some time, Mother's Day was intended to be a day of contemplation. So take a carnation and enjoy that. Do we have more announcements? Well, I think that's pretty good. Okay. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who has helped us behind the scenes today. Obviously, Verla. Did we thank Verla? Yes. I think it's good. Yeah, it's so nice that you brought those flowers. I'd like to thank Practitioner Robert for being our greeter today. Cutting up the donuts for us. Thank you. To Reverend Lauren for bringing the donuts. Thank you. To Reverend Maurene and Robert for bringing cake. Because what happened last week, the first Sunday of the month is happy birthday Sunday. Oh, we forgot. And I said, let's not worry about it. And Robert and Maureen were like, no, we need a cake. So we have a cake, and it's a perfect day for it. And it's very healthy carrot cake, too. Yeah. So I want to thank Jim for setting up the bookstore and doing our video recording today. And of course, the volunteer sign-up sheet is in the lobby on a red clipboard if you'd like to help. We also are having a small group that's meeting to talk about what we want to do about our site, if we want to change around what we're doing, look for something new, maybe soon or maybe in the distant future. If you're interested in that, that sign-up sheet is also in the lobby. So now if you could look inside your program and find the group reading, let's read it together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. So, are we ready for group song?
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
you want to stand up? I think.
So today we're going to sing a song. It's from the Native American Church, and it's called Thank You for This Day. And even, I think you know that, but it's very repetitive, so if you don't, you'll catch on soon. So our first verse, we're going to say, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. We repeat that. And then, even though it's a May Gray Day, we're going to call it a very healing day, okay? So. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Repeat, this healing, this healing, this healing day. Now we're going to say, thank you for our mothers, our loving, loving mothers. Here we go. Thank you for our mothers, Spirit, thank you for our mothers. Thank you for our mothers, Spirit, thank you for our mothers. Our loving, our loving, our loving mothers. Our loving, our loving, our loving mothers. Now we're going to sing thank you for our life, our fabulous life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My fabulous, my wonderful, my fabulous life. My fabulous, my fabulous, my fabulous life. One more time, thank you, Spirit, for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you, everyone. And now let's welcome Robert up to give an inspirational reading. Robert.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning.
And happy Mother's Day. And the Happy Mother's Day, as you'll see from my reading, isn't just for women either. First, I want to start with a Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. And from my experience, mothers certainly need a reason to laugh. Now I'm going to read an edited version of something that Reverend Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones posted on Facebook, on his Facebook page. I'm not sure if it was posted for this Mother's Day or for a previous one, but I've edited it to make it a little shorter than it was. And Dennis Merritt Jones, in case any of you don't know, he's a writer, he's a minister, he was a minister, he's a writer, he's a motivational speaker, keynote speaker, coach, etc., etc. Lives in Florida now, but at one time he was the minister of the Simi Valley Center for Spiritual Living, where Jim and his deceased wife, Leslie, used to attend. And in fact, I was told this morning by Jim that Reverend Dennis actually, before he became a minister, played the music at Jim's wedding. So just some tidbits of information. So let's begin. Dr. Ernest Holmes refers to the feminine principle as the universal womb of nature, because as an omnipresent principle operating through all living things, it knows how to unconditionally nurture and grow to fruition whatever falls into its embrace. Another term for the divine feminine could be unconditional love. The good news is the divine feminine as an omnipresent principle means that we men have equal access to it. The problem is men have not been as willing to go there because it is generally buried a bit deeper in men and may require some revealing and balancing of the internal energy. For many men, to access the divine feminine within could mean becoming more vulnerable. But irrespective of the discomfort, it is only in the light of that vulnerability that authentic love fully reveals itself. Embracing the divine feminine and balancing it with masculine energy makes it more likely to live openly in a day-to-day consciousness of unconditional love. Yes, first and foremost, Mother's Day can be an opportunity to celebrate our earthly mothers, thanking and honoring them for the amazing job they did in bringing us into the physical world, using the very principle of the divine feminine to birth us, unconditionally loving and nurturing us for so many years, and then selflessly launching us on our own spiritual journey into the human experience. No doubt, not everyone had such a happy and healthy relationship with their birth mother, which is why it is important to understand their unique relationship to the creative principle of life, and that goes far beyond personalities. Perhaps equally as important, Mother's Day can be a chance for each of us to consciously reconnect with the principle of the divine feminine within ourselves, which is where the true power of unconditional love resides, waiting to embrace and nurture us. Celebrate the divine feminine in this Mother's Day and notice how loved you really are. And so it is.
Well, mothers would almost always rather hurt themselves than to see their offspring feel any kind of hurt. So here's a beautiful song. It's called If I Could. If I could, I'd protect you from the sadness in your eyes, give you courage in a world of compromise. Yes, I would. If I could, I would teach you all the things I never learned, and I'd help you cross the bridges that I burned. Yes, I would. If I could, I would try to shield your innocence from time, but the isn't mine. I watch you grow so I could let you go. If I could, I would help you make it through the hungry years. But I know that I could never cry your tears. Oh, but I would if I could. If I live in a time and place that you don't want to be, you don't have to walk along this road with me. My yesterdays won't have to be away. If I knew, I'd have tried to change the world I brought you to. But there isn't very much that I can do. Oh, but I would if I could. If I
That's beautiful, Jennifer. Is the microphone on? No. That's beautiful, Jennifer. Now is it on? Okay, good. Because I just want to say
it again?
Yeah. I just, it just brings to my mind how what we're really celebrating is a feeling of kindness. You know, whoever you are, however your life has been, whether you're, you know, whether you have this stellar, wonderful mother or maybe not. We all have experienced kindness. And we're all givers of kindness. And I just love that song. It just created that mood, that sense of pure gratitude. So thank you, Jennifer. And now, the special event. Let's give Reverend Maurene a hand and call her right up.
Thank you, Jenny.
Nice to look at all these smiles out here. Thank you for being here this morning, and happy Mother's Day. Yes. I'm Reverend Maurene Bishop, and I'm going to be talking to you about Mother. I'm going to talk to you also about the Divine Feminine and what's the metaphysical importance behind Mother's Day. And thank you, Robert, for the reading. You sort of summarized my whole talk. To start with a little quote from Robert Browning, the English poet. He said, "Motherhood, all love begins and ends there." And just a little disclaimer. Not only biological mothers can give mother's love or be mothering. Parents are not holier than non-parents. And I don't want to glorify one over the other. All people can mother another and themselves. So, but first, why is your computer so smart? It listens to its motherboard. And why was the mother firefly so happy? Because all of her children were so bright. So, a little history. I don't know if you know Bertrand Russell. He was a Nobel Prize winner in literature, and he said, war doesn't decide who is right. It decides who is left. The idea of celebrating Mother's Day actually came during the Civil War. A woman named Anne Jarvis, she created an organization with the purpose of reuniting families and that had been separated during the Civil War. I think many women bore the brunt of that war. And finally, she organized an association for the advancement of women. When she died, her daughter took up the project, and Congress approved it as a national day, the second Sunday in May, and it was signed by Woodrow Wilson. Other countries have something similar. They call it Mothering Days, and they work for world peace. So what is this divine feminine that we talk about? Well, it's this energy, I call it energy, that exists within all of us. You know, the Egyptians had Isis, and the Greeks had Aphrodite, and the Hindus had Shakti, and other forms of the divine feminine. So it's defined as creativity and unconditional love. Metaphysically, it's that quality of God that gives us itself. It nurtures life, holds everything together. It's pure love. And the model we've been given is motherhood. Ernest Holmes in the Science Mind textbook says, Spirit is the Father, Mother, God, the masculine and the feminine principles, both from the one. And Emily Cady, she was a New Thought writer. She was about 40 years older than Ernest. And she was a student of Emma Curtis Hopkins too. She was an American homeopathic physician and the author of writing her book, Lessons in Truth. Course of 12 Lessons in Practical Christianity is considered one of the core texts in the Unity Church. She said, God is love. We can't see love, nor grasp any comprehension of what love except as love is clothed with a form. All the love in the universe is God. The love between husband and wife, and parents and child, it's just the least little bit of God as pushed forth through visible form into manifestation. A mother's love so infinitely tender, so unfailing, is God's love. I like to think of that, just a little bit of God pushed through us. So we can't see love except as clothed in form. So how do you put your divine feminine into action? You are the form. The feminine is within all of us. And as Ernest said, we're both male and female. That's our energy. We were once attached with an umbilical cord to our mothers, but separated. But we're not spiritually alone. We're never alone. We're one with Mother. So years ago, I did a process called rebirthing. I don't know if any of you done rebirthing. Yeah, quite a few of you. Well, it's deep breathing, very deep breathing. You have a guide that helps you go back in time to your actual birth. And I experienced my actual birth. And I saw the umbilical cord with me and my mother. And then I saw my mother, Beatrice, and my grandma Esther. And then I saw my grandma Esther and my other grandma, my great-grandmother actually, Verena, and then Ursula, and back and back and back. And it was like, I experienced that when I was rebirthing. And I thought, you know, we're all connected. It was beautiful. The feminine liberates us from our prison of feeling separate. You know, we live in fear and we live in judgment, but the feminine is love in expression. You know, only women have the physical womb, but we all have a spiritual womb. So you guys have your spiritual womb too. I call it the Buddha belly. Tap your belly. Tap your belly. Yes, yes. This is where your intuition lies. You know, don't you ever say, well, I have a gut reaction to that. Or I feel in my gut that this is the right thing to do. You know? So breathe into your belly. And let it go. You know, so many women, we constrict our belly. People used to wear girdles. Some of us remember those days. Let your breath fill your belly. Fill your womb, your spiritual womb. Today, that's what we did in meditation. We did some belly breathing. So I believe if you meditate on your gut, you tap into that creative force, that divine feminine. I've been taking a class online from Reverend Tim Lytle. He's a minister of Unity in Honolulu. And he's been teaching material called We Space by Paul Smith and Luke Healy. It's a whole body awakening. It's called Christian mysticism. But basically, he's talking about your second chakra, if you're into Hinduism. It's a spiritual womb, and it differs from the heartfelt emotion because it's intuition. So we think of our divine identity in our head, our hearts, we feel it here, but we intuit it. I believe we intuit it right here. So when you get home, practice kind of sinking into your own womb and being covered and loved by your own womb. And think about your gut. Feel your gut. Intuit your gut. So, did you know your gut produces 90% of the serotonin in your body? 50% of your dopamine. Now, these are two hormones that are responsible for being happy. This keep you happy, satisfied. Serotonin has some other functions: mood, cognition, reward, learning, memory. Breathe through your belly if you want to have a better memory. So it's the fact that the feminine liberates us from the prisons of feeling separate. So are you gutsy? Do you have the divine fire, the creative courage in your spiritual womb? Or do you have a sinking feeling in your gut? Well, listen, feel your gut. So I'd like to talk about my dear mother, Beatrice. She had 4 children. And she taught me religion. She would say, you better pray that comes out of the rug before your father comes home. Yes, I learned to pray. Please God. My mother taught me logic. I'm sure your mother did too. Yeah. Why? Why? Because I said so. You know that one? My mother taught me planning ahead. Where did they get this? I have questioned my whole life. Planning ahead. Make sure you wear clean underwear. You could be in an accident. Of course I wear clean underwear, Mom. Yeah, where did that come from? So, also, having 2 brothers that were pretty rambunctious and a sister. When we were little kids, we ran around outdoors all the time, and my mom would say, if you fall down and break your leg, don't come running to me. And at home, because I had 2 big brothers, my mother's menu consisted of 2 choices: take it or leave it. And I'll tell you, you grabbed it right away. So my mom, though, bless her heart, she could perform the jobs of several air traffic controllers with ease. She was amazing. You know, I didn't want to be like my mother. I wanted to be like my father. I wanted to be out in business, and I did. I went to college and law school and did all of that, and then later in life became a mother. I found fault with my mother. She was uneducated. She was quiet, and I was not a quiet person. It wasn't until I got older and had my daughter that I really appreciated everything she did. She was a super mom. She got married at 17, had her first child at 18. She used to make all of our clothes. She planted vegetables and harvested and canned and cooked. She made pickles from cucumbers, made bread every week. She ironed our clothes. Wow, she helped me with my homework. Now, she never said, I love you out loud. Now, it was her German upbringing. She never said, I love you, until later in life, my sister taught her how to do that. But everything she did with love. She was the form of divine feminine. She was love in expression. So no matter how old I get, I will forever and always need my mom. I still talk to her, even though she's passed from this plane. And you know, moms are like glue. They keep the family together. They hold everything together. Now, my mom did have a couple idiosyncrasies. That was another thing of Midwest moms. We were all from Iowa. She used to cook vegetables until they turned brown. It's like everything had to be cooked to death. One time she had an artichoke and she cooked it and cooked it and cooked it. She didn't know there was a center. And she cooked the leaves and finally gave up after a couple of hours and threw it out. But she also made these interesting Jell-O dishes. Everything was made with Jell-O. And her own French bechamel sauce was Velveeta cheese. That, I don't know, she would do something to it and it became really creamy and, you know, put that on top of Jell-O. I've got the recipes. Yeah, cream sauces and Jell-O. Have you heard of the story of the myth of Sisyphus? Most of you have. It's a Greek story. Sisyphus cheated death twice, but he ultimately got his comeuppance when Zeus dealt him an eternal punishment, forever rolling a boulder up a hill. And just as he was almost get there, it would roll right back down again, and he would do it again. Now, Sisyphus was condemned to an eternity of ceaseless toil. Yet he continued to push the boulder up the hill in spite of it rolling back down. And he smiled. Why did he smile? Because he was still alive. And sometimes I know mothers feel that way. One of the key lessons we can glean from the myth of Sisyphus is the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. That's a mother's life. So what about archetypes? Mother, motherhood, divine feminine, it's an archetype. An archetype is an original pattern or model from which all things of the same kind are copied. A model at first form as a prototype. They're universal, inborn models. They have aspects of identity and personality that play a role in influencing human behavior. And Swiss psychiatrist, you probably know Carl Jung's theory, suggested that these archetypes were archaic forms of human knowledge passed down from our ancestors. So divine feminine is often referred to as wisdom by the Greeks. It's referred to as heart-centered, compassionate, kind, gentle, intuitive, accepting, collaborative, reflective, sensual, and forgiving. Wow, what a high standard. Mother on a pedestal. Anne Lamott is one of my favorite writers. But it's interesting, she wrote an article, she's a Californian, Northern California. She wrote an article about the role of society playing in creating unrealistic expectations about motherhood and how this can contribute to feelings of anger and frustration. She calls it mother rage, and it's often caused by exhaustion, stress, lack of sleep, and feeling overwhelmed. It's important for mothers to find healthy ways to express and manage their anger. So what if your mother was not the perfect archetype? What if she was angry? What if she yelled at you? Yes. Can you love her unconditionally anyway? Can you forgive her? Can you have compassion for mom? What if she had no love to give? What if she gave you away? I have an article here from Andrea Cortinas of El Paso. She calls it The Hardest Choice. She wrote this, I think, for Reader's Digest. She said, 35 years ago, when my mom was 22, she became a widow. and a mother within the same month. The life she had imagined was stolen in a heartbeat. She tried to move on, but she was lost. She gave me to my father's family to be raised in the United States. Some called her weak, others called her selfish. I could be mad or bitter. Instead, I'm grateful for the life I have and to have a mother who sacrificed our relationship to give me a chance at a better life. She is courageous. She is my mother. Irma Bombeck, an American writer, great American writer. She said, giving birth is little more than a set of muscular contractions granting passage of a child. Then the mother is born. You know, we don't have an owner's manual. Nobody gave me a manual. So there are mothers who gave birth but didn't want to, or they weren't able to be mothering. They didn't have the resources, they didn't have the skills, they didn't have the tools. So as a mother, I feel we all do the best we can, and we did the best we could. You know, I have one biological daughter and 2 stepdaughters. And 29 years ago, the memories of those nights and that sleep deprivation still exhaust me a little bit. And if you want to torture someone, Reverend Kate knows, hand them an adorable baby they love who doesn't sleep. So Shonda Rhimes, I don't know if you know Shonda. She's an American television producer and screenwriter of Grey's Anatomy and Queen Charlotte of Bridgerton. Anyway, she said, silence is golden. Unless you have kids, then silence is just suspicious. You know that one. You know, and the tween and the teen years were the most difficult for me because it was kind of like I would talk and all I would get was a grunt. It's like, oh boy. And Nora Ephron, she's an American writer. She died in 2012, I didn't know that. She's best known for her romantic comedies like Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally. She said, when your children are teenagers, it's important to have a dog so that someone in the house is happy to see them. And it's true, I got a Pekingese when my daughter was in high school. So, and also, you know, these tweens and teens, they make a lot of plans for people who can't drive. You know, soccer, movies, take me to the mall, sleepovers, groceries, shoe store, etc. But we do it lovingly. You know, Abraham Lincoln said, all I am I owe to my mother. I attribute my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her, Nancy Hanks Lincoln. Ooh, tall order, Mr. Lincoln. You know, not everyone loved their mother. I was reading about Charles Dickens, and most of you know Charles Dickens. He wrote Oliver Twist, Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations, and I Love Christmas Story. That's one of my favorite of his. When he was 12 years old, his father was put in debtor's prison and his mother sent him to a factory, a bootblack factory to work. Long hours. Now his mother had taught him to read, but she was not in favor of him going back to school. And he said, how I could have been so easily cast away at such an age. He was angry at his mother. His mother's failure to request his return and go back to school was a factor in his dissatisfied attitude towards all women. He did care for his mother. In the last 3 years of her life, she became senile and he took care of her. But did he choose to become a great writer because of his mother or in spite of his mother? You know? Or was there no relevance at all? You know, I talked a couple weeks ago about some famous people like Judy Garland. She was supported in her early years by her parents, who put her on the stage at the age of 2.5. You know, they supported her, and yet she died in loneliness and poverty. And yet someone like Josephine Baker, who had no mothering at all, she had a dream, and she fulfilled that dream. And during the war, she was helping France, her adopted country. She even received the French Medal of Honor for her work. So having a perfect mother is a fallacy. Perfect mother, perfect father, perfect husband, perfect wife. You know, we're influenced by several people during our lives. And we each are at choice. We create our lives. So I just want to say, we have free will, so we can give gratitude and embrace our mother. Embrace the mother you would like to have had, and embrace the mother you do have. So she did the best she could. My days of celebrating motherhood nowadays are kind of, you know, once in a while I get a special phone call. Sometimes it lasts more than 2 seconds, you know, send me money. No, it's like, you know, sometimes it goes on for half an hour. It's wonderful. And my daughter is currently, some of you know, she just texted me yesterday. She's on the island of Tuvalu. She is sailing a catamaran from the Marshall Islands to Fiji. So she's about halfway. And it's kind of like she uses something called Starlink to talk to me. Thank you, Elon Musk. And, you know, you can only hear Happy Mother's Day once a year. But the phone and the text, you know, it causes my heart to jump several times a year. So I just want to say in closing, you know, Mother's Day is tricky. If you're a mother or have a mother figure in your life, you know it's nearly impossible to distill the full importance of motherhood down to one day. So thank yourself for being a mother or mothering others, including animals. Ask Spirit for ways to give mother's love. Access your spiritual womb and develop your intuition. Breathe from your belly. Do something to honor your mother or your substitute mother. Or if your father was your primary caretaker, honor them. Plant a seed in the womb of the earth. Give gratitude. Let go of a stereotype, an archetype of perfection. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long upon this earth. So I'd like each of us, we'll do it in unison. Speak out, use your word, and speak the name of your mother. So 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes, let's do it once more. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom. And God bless you, Mom. Thank you always. Thank you. So we have another song from Jennifer.
Probably there were years when you spent so much time and energy trying to figure out what a fitting gift for your mother would be. What would be worthy of her. So here's a song from a Broadway show called Minnie's Boys, and it's all about what would be fitting for your mother. What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you? What do you give to the reason you are living could window shop the world before I'm through. Mama, a rainbow, mama, a sunrise, mama, the moon to wear. That's not good enough, no, not good enough, not for mama. Mama, a palace, diamonds like doorknobs, mountains of gold to spare. That's not rich enough, no, not rich enough, not for mama. Mama, a lifetime crowded with laughter, that's not long enough, not half long enough. What can I give you that I can give you? What will your present be? Mama, young and beautiful, always young and beautiful. That's the mama I'll always see. That's for mama, with love from me.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. That's beautiful. You have such a lovely voice. Thank you. Well, this is our time for conscious giving. So if you want to take your gift in your hands and hold it and just know with me, divine love flows through me. Divine love expresses through me. And I give gratitude for all that I am and have and circulate. I give gratitude for all the gifts of spirit right here, right now. So it is. So let's sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for your gifts to Carlsbad Center for Spiritual Living. And there are many ways to give. We have other opportunities out in, I guess, credit cards and online, different ways of giving. And thank you for the gifts. And this is our time for a affirmative prayer. So if you want to get comfortable again and just relax, take a deep breath with me. You can even breathe through your belly if you'd like. Just feel the life in you. And just know with me, there is only one spirit in this room, in us, around us, and through us, and being us. We are one with it. There's never been any separation and can never be. So I am, the I am is the one with God. I speak my word for all of you when I say that I honor motherhood. I honor the unconditional love that makes all of us possible in this world. I give thanks for that aspect of the divine, which forever creates It is pure love. It is new life. It is hope. I give great thanks for each of us and for all of our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, all of the mothers to infinity. And today we go forward knowing we can access this amazing love. That love is for us to utilize, to use, to give, and to receive. So we go forward today in perfect union with the divine feminine. So I release my word. I know it is acted upon and spoken. I know it is so. And together we say, so it is. Thank you. So if you'd like to stand, we're going to sing our closing song, which is on the back of the bulletin. You can't stop love.
Open your heart, let your love go free, out over the ocean, right across the street. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove, until your heart remembers you can't stop love. Once you get it started, watch what it does. It'll go full circle. You can't stop love. Open your eyes, let your love go free, out over the ocean, right across the street. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove, till your heart remembers you can't stop love. Once you get it started, watch what it does. It'll go full circle. You can't stop love. No, you can't stop love.